In September 2024, Albania made headlines when the Prime Minister, Rama, announced his government's intention to establish the world's smallest microstate in Tirana, dedicated to the Islamic Sufi order of the Bektashi. Speaking at the United Nations, Rama praised the order's role in promoting peace, tolerance, and interfaith dialogue, calling it a cornerstone of Albania's long-standing tradition of religious coexistence. While legislative details remain forthcoming, the announcement thrust this relatively unknown mystical faith onto the world stage. Intrigued by this proposal, the Prime Minister has kindly agreed to meet me and explain the reasoning behind his statement. The announcement of the independent Bektashi state first came from you. I'm wondering what it is that sparked that idea.
Listen, the Bektashi is an order that is very special and is a national treasure for us. And unlike the other communities that are part of bigger constellations and can rely on long chains of solidarity and also of help for educating their young clerics or for building their infrastructure and so on and so further, the Bektashis are just masters of their own fate, and they don't belong to any constellation. And that's why it's important to do everything possible to keep them alive, because otherwise they will face extinction. And giving them a special status, I'm sure would help them to generate more revenues for themselves, and also to have a place they deserve beyond the borders of the country.
What does an independent Bektashi state mean to the Albanian people and also Europe?
Listen, this is very symbolic, and in terms of size is very modest. It's just very few hectares in the land they already own and where they already have their center. But again, for Albania, it means to highlight a very precious part of its national heritage. And for the community itself, it means to have a guarantee that it will keep going without facing extinction.
Oh. Should any religious community within Albania perceive any bias or privilege because of this, how would you address?
Well, they don't need to. This is not an Albanian competition where someone is being favored and someone else is not. This is, again, in the nature of the Bektashi community, that is a community relying only in its own self, while the Sunni Muslims, the Christian Orthodox, the Catholics, they belong to far larger constellations and they have their own points of reference outside the country, and they have many choices to educate the young priests or the young imams and so on and so further. So I don't see any reason why they should feel like being treated unfairly.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. Albania has long been a model of interfaith harmony in the Balkans. In this climate, the Bektashi order, a mystical Sufi tradition founded in 13th century Turkey, found a welcoming home. Emphasizing spiritual freedom and inner reflection over rigid rituals, it thrived in Albania's culture of religious tolerance. Bektashism flourished in Albania, becoming the country's fourth faith, alongside Sunni Islam, Christian Orthodoxy, and Catholicism. In this program, we will be diving into the history of the Bektashi, how they arrived in Albania, and how the smallest of Albania's religious community contributed greatly to the nation's independence in 1912. I'm in the Central Park of Tirana. It's wrapped around an artificial lake, and it's a beautiful place to come and start the day. Seeing all the people out relaxing, having their coffee, the elderly playing dominoes. But I've come here because of this monument. It's in a central, predominant place on a hill. And it's given such importance because of these three men, three national heroes, the Fasher brothers, Abdul, Naim, and Sami. These men did not fight with guns and bullets. They fought with words, which were powerful. They were not only bound by their name and their blood, but they were bound by their Bektashi faith, which guided their hands when they wrote that literature, that poetry, those political speeches that reverberated with the national character of the Albanians and united them in a common goal: independence and the creation of the state of Albania. We're going to explore this Bektashi faith on this trip. See some wonderful landscape, some beautiful rivers, mountains, and their worship places that are hidden high up in the hills and in very remote locations. So, a good place to start is at the headquarters of this religion, which is here in Tirana, the Krye Gjykata, and it's very close. Let's go check it out. There are beliefs that Bektashism arrived in Albania before the Ottoman conquest. Its early missionaries became entwined with Christian saints like Saint Spiridon, known to the Bektashis as Seri Saltik. This blending of Christian and Muslim traditions enabled Bektashis and Christians to worship side by side. Visitors are welcomed to explore the Krye Gjykata's richly decorated prayer halls, peaceful gardens, and a museum which offers insights into the Bektashi's religious diversity and mystical heritage. Like many faiths around the world, 3 is an important number to the Bektashi. In Christianity, there is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. To the Bektashi, there is Zoti, God, Muhammad, the Prophet, and their most important Imam, Ali. This Holy Trinity made it easier for the Balkan Christians to understand Bektashism and paving the way for Sunni Islamic teachings when the Ottoman Empire expanded. As the Turks slowly migrated from the east down through Persia, Iran, and into what is today Turkey, they absorbed the different beliefs and religions that they passed. And it was in the 13th century that this man, Haji Bektash Veliu, incorporated them all into what is today Bektashiism. Later, in the 15th century, it was formalized as the religion that we know today. There's such an increase in Bektashiism, and this KØTU with its museum is a great place for people to further understand this mystical religion. It's a wonderful modern museum with so many great exhibits, which I'm sure are going to help us further understand Bektashi. The Bektashi order gained substantial influence in the Ottoman Empire through its close alliance with the Janissaries, the elite imperial guard. Composed largely of Christian boys taken hostage through the shume system and forcibly converting them to Islam. The inclusive and syncretic nature of Bektashiism made it easier for these converts to reconcile aspects of their earlier Christian faith with their new Islamic identity. And formal ties were established between the two around 1591, when Bektashi dervishes became the spiritual guides within the Janissary corps, akin to an army chaplain. The empire conquered new lands, and as a result, the Bektashi order spread across the Balkans. Early Bektashi dervishes in the Balkans played a greater role than just religious leadership. Their teches were the centre of social activity and support, providing food for the poor and spreading compassion and tolerance rooted in their divine principles. In the KØTU and every teche, there are these small, round, domed buildings. They're called turbes, and they're mausoleums to the babas who lived at the teche. They're also the place where the Bektashi pray. The turbes at the KØTU are probably more richly decorated than any others in Albania, and it's where some of the most important and famous babas lie. Every baba's life obviously has a story, and every story has a different lesson. For me, Baba Hilmi's life has a story that changes every time I read it. At the beginning of communism, Baba Hilmi refused to bend to the will of the communists. Another Baba and a dervish pressured him to make these changes that he thought were inappropriate. This continued for some time, and Baba Hilmi, rather than making these changes, decided to put an end to it and not burden Bektashiism. He killed the other two Babas and immediately turned the gun upon himself. The headwear of the Bektashi Babas is divided into 12 segments, representing the 12 important imams within Bektashiism. The Bektashis, with 1 foot in Sufi and 1 foot in Sunni, and also the principles of Christianity, Judaism, and other faiths, allow them to create a bridge between these different religions and keep dialogue open and peace in Albania. To explore Bektashi beliefs today, I have the pleasure of speaking with the order's current spiritual leader, Baba Mondi. Baba Mondi, mirë dita.
Mirë dita, mirë serdhe.
Unë dua 6 pyetje për ti. S'ka problem?
No, nuk ka problem.
Faleminderit shumë, Rosh. Unë flas shqip.
Po mirë.
Pak keq. Shumë keq.
Po mirë, s'ka problem. Ja ku kemi vajzën këtu, mos kemi.
Po, faleminderit. Çfarë është Bektashi?
Bektashizmi është udhë mistike e fesë islame. Siç dihet, feja islame ka 2 ndarje, Sunni dhe Shia.
Po.
Sunnit respektojnë Shtetin, profetin Muhammed, Ebu Bekrin, Ymerin dhe Osmanin.
Më kuptoj.
Kanë 4 shkolla, Shafi, Hambeli, Maliki. Respektojnë Kuranin dhe hadithet e.
Po.
Të gjitha tarikatet, Kadri, Rufari, Tajani, Nakshibendi, Mevlevi e të tjerë, janë tarikate sunite. Shiat respektojnë familje profetike.
Po.
Kuranin, hadithet e profetit.
Po.
Edhe këtu kanë 2 ndarje, imamie dhe zejdije. Ne quhemi alevit të shias, deka e 12 imamve, pra ne quhet imamie. Edhe tarikate të dekës shias imamie janë 4. Bektashit, Kalanderit, Nimetullit dhe Xhelalit.
Po.
Ne bëjmë pjesë në dekën shia. Jemi quhemi alevit të shias, deka e 12 imamve. Bektashizmi, duke qenë një udhë mistike e fesë islame, respekton të 5 detyrat domosdoshme që ka një musliman. Të besosh Zotin dhe profetin Muhammed si dërguar, të respektosh faljen, agjërimin, zeqatin dhe të vesh qabe. Këto 5 detyra mbështeten në 4 shtylla, që është sheriat, do të thotë ligj, tarikat, udhë mistike mes të këto ligje, marifet, dituri, dhe hakikat e vërteta. Bektashizmi në Shqipëri ka ardhur në vitet 1330 me Sari Salltiku. Skënderbeu për shembull është Bektashi. Ai bashkoi prindët shqiptar për të mbrojtur Shqipërinë për të na ordhi turqe. Edhe i doli zot. Po kështu, edhe më mbrapa linja kombëtare. Në Qerbela në Efrashi thon, kur Zoti bëri mrekullin, krijoi njerin. Kush ka dash njerin, ka dash Perëndin. Pra Bektashit e kanë drejtuar. Pavarësinë, pra Bektashit e kanë bërë. Pra gjithmonë, edhe në një vit 1914, kur andatët grek dogjën vetëm teqet bektashiane bashkë me Haxhi Qamilin, që përfaqësonte perandorinë osmane. Pra çdo teqe është djegur, asnjë kishë, asnjë xhami. Mi po populli duke parë tolerancën, duke parë atë fen islame të dritës, jo të luftës, e ka përkrahur. Gjon Pali II thotë, po mos ishin Bektashi, nuk do kishte Shqipëri. Ne kemi një mrekulli tjetër shqiptar, që martohen midis besime, pa pas problem për besimin e tjetër, që se ka asnjë kom tjetër. Plus atë pritje që të bën shqiptari nuk ta bën asnjë kom. Të hap derën, të respekton, të bën. atë dashuri që të kemi ne për mikun, për të huajin. Se ka njeri, ti e ke provuar në Shqipëri apo jo? Vetë e ke provuar. Prandaj që shqiptarët këto e kanë ruajtur dhe do ta ruajnë dashurinë për njeriu.
Po.
Bektashit respektojnë të gjithë njerëzit, pa dallim feje, krahine, ideje, ngjyre, race, politike. I kanë vlezër dhe motër. Respektojnë edhe mashkullin edhe femrën, i kanë barabartë, falen i faltore. E respektojnë gruan si gjë që është pjesë e qelizës të familjes.
Shumë mirë.
E shkollojmë gruan, nuk e mbulojmë, për arsye se gruan e mbulojmë perçja e turpit, jo rroba që vesh.
Po.
Pra, duke respektuar atë duke shkolluar atë, nxjerrim brezat shëndosh për njerëzimin. Gjithashtu, teqet janë 24 orë të hapura, nuk mbyllen. Shive pikturën atje.
Po. This picture? Po, me
Ai
Luani,
po,
Gjapri, dy Gjapri me
Ai
dorë.
që ka zbutur Luani me dy Gjapri,
Po.
është i tarikatit Rufai. Ka vajtur te Haxhi Bektashi për të shiç apo bëj unë, për të mburrur. Këtu është shkëmbi me pemët. Ka shkput gurin.
Me guri?
Guri ka fluturuar. Ai ka ardhur me këtë Luan, ky ka fluturuar me gur, mbi gur. Ai tha, kush bën gjërat pa shpirt të fluturojnë, se gjërat me shpirt edhe mund t'i zbusësh. Nuk ka madhështi në fe. Fe nuk ka madhështi. Jo, unë jam, s'ka unë, Zoti është. Ne jemi shërbëtor, nuk jemi Zot.
Po.
Edhe ai i tregoi atij që nuk ka madhështi në fe.
Zot të gjithë, Zot është gjithmonë.
Zoti është gjithmonë, por neve nuk jemi Zot. Ne jemi shërbëtor dhe lutës. Mos u mbaj se je, mos u mbaj se ke. Asgjë s'je, vesh një grushdhe. Kur në pyesin ne fakirët, ku e si do shifet Zoti, ne i themi e i valla, mu në pikë të një lot. Ai Zot që në një qast me miliarda botathur,
Po.
atë robi e gjen brenda dhe një kokër grur.
Po.
Ky është Kajkusë sultani.
Sultani,
Kajkusës. Është në Kairot e Egjiptit ka të qenë. Këto kafshit që shikon ti,
po, me
janë veset e njeriut. Ku ai që i heq këto vese,
Po.
bëhet njeri i përsosur.
Faleminderit shumë.
Prit. Hapi. Bravo.
Rovsh.
Faleminderit.
Well, that was a very enjoyable meeting. I came out with a head full more of knowledge and a handful of sweets. I don't know if I can eat all these. Very much enjoyed our time here in the Kruja Gjishata, but we're going to dig a little more into this religion. And the place to do that is in its heartland, in the south of Albania. Let's go. As the Ottoman Empire expanded, the Bektashi built their teches across the Balkans. But the first of many persecutions was about to befall upon the Bektashi. The auspicious event in 1644 was marked with the destruction of the large Hizalik monastery near Andrianopolis by the Grand Vizier, Kara Mustafa Pasha. Rumours of heresy were most likely used as the Pasha's cover to repurpose the valuable building materials for his own mausoleum. The rumours of heresy were possibly a result of cultural differences, because men and unveiled women secretly worshipped together. The dervishes scattered and laid low for the next few decades on the western borders of the empire's periphery, a safe haven already mixed with various religions due to the region's location along the borderlands that had previously separated Eastern and Western Roman empires. Albania was a fertile ground for Bektashi beliefs to take hold. As time passed, the persecutions of 1644 began to fade, and the dervishes who fled the Hizalik monastery also spread their religion. And this was later accelerated in the late 18th century and early 19th century, due largely to a man called Ali Pasha Tepelena, and he ruled from this castle in Tepelena. He was a de facto ruler of a semi-independent state within the Ottoman Empire, and he opposed central Ottoman authority. And the Bektashi held similar views of the Sultanate. So Ali Pasha aligned himself with this religious order. It became a refuge, his domains, for the dervishes fleeing persecution. But there were also other reasons why these two aligned with each other. By the mid-1500s, much of the Balkans was already conquered by the Ottomans, and there was no need for this tolerant religion to be used as a soft power by the Ottomans to embrace all of the different religions in their new part of the empire. Also in 1516, the Ottomans conquered Damascus, an important trading town, but also important because it was the gathering point for Islamic faithful before they set off on their pilgrimage to Mecca. And protection of these pilgrims was a huge responsibility, and the Ottomans took it very seriously and assumed the position of guardianship over Sunni Islam. The heterodoxy of the Bektashi was beginning to lose favour. It's a massive castle because Ali Pasha was a very powerful man. It's so large that today people still live within its walls. And Bektashiism has been a way of life here for such a long time that you still find turbes and tekes scattered throughout, such as this beautiful little turbe in the middle of the castle. I love the gardens. Bektashi are very, very big on gardens, and you'll always find tekes and turbes beautifully looked after. Flowers blooming, cypress trees are always in there. So I've met with Gazim, who's living within the castle walls. How are you, Gazim?
Fine, thank you.
Bravo. This beautiful little turbe is opposite your house. You see this every morning.
Yeah, we see here.
A good thing to wake up to.
See, it's a good thing having this there here.
Yeah. How many Bektashi do you think live within the castle walls? Half of the population?
No, I think not only the people who live in here, but all the city appertain to Bektashin. We live with each other with harmony, not problems of, because there is a jami.
Yes, a mosque.
Okay, mosque. And there is not a problem.
Yeah.
The Muslim have not problem with Bektashi, with Orthodox. In Albania, there is harmony, is perfect, because we have maybe in Scuteri, there is Catholic.
Yes.
But not problem with Muslim, with Bektashi, with Orthodox, there is the same.
Yeah. It's something in the
I think there is an exemption of harmony of the belief.
I think Gazim is right. The religious tolerance of the Albanians is exemplary. For the nation's 4 religions, their religious days are all national holidays, and interfaith marriages are common. Even Ali Pasha of Tepelena was married to a Christian Orthodox woman. However, our focus is on Ali Pasha's relationship with the Bektashi. This relationship to the Bektashis came at a cost. Ali Pasha had a rival in the north, the Pasha of Shkodra, and he viewed the Bektashis as sympathetic to his rival, Ali Pasha. So he blocked any Bektashis that came into his region. That's why you have more Bektashi in the south than you do in the north of the country, because of this rivalry between the two Pashas. The Bektashi were about to face another setback. The Janissaries, by the early 1800s, had become very powerful. They could depose of Grand Viziers, the prime ministers. They could block reform by the sultans, and they could overthrow their cauldrons, which was a symbol that they were rioting. In 1826, Mahmud II had had enough of the Janissaries, and he surrounded their barracks and massacred them. The Janissaries were no more. The Bektashi, by association, because they provided pastoral care for the Janissaries, were also in the scopes of the Sultan, and they went underground. Their teches were destroyed. They fled to the margins of the Ottoman Empire, to places such as Albania, and this region where Bektashi had taken root in the south. The decades rolled by into the later 1800s, and the persecutions from the auspicious event had faded. Bektashiism flourished here in southern Albania during this period, and it was about to become an important part of Albania's bid for independence as the Ottoman Empire began to crumble. All across this region of southern Albania, you'll find wonderful little villages on hillsides and in valleys. And in those villages, you will always find wonderful little turbes, which are mausoleums to the Babas, and also teches. This wonderful one in Libahova I've been to many times over the years, and the garden is always immaculate. People in the community come here and garden as a social activity. It's wonderful to watch all the people getting together, tending to the gardens. Gardening seems to be a central theme to the Bektashis. I guess it's a way of observing how God tends to the garden of the earth. They tend to the gardens of their teche. But also, it could be a passion that reflects their distant Persian past, since they have a great interest in the arts and poetry. The Quran is their holy book, but Nafez, their poetry, is central to the Bektashi path. Much like Christians use parables to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson, Bektashis use poetry, often filled with gardens, flowers, and roses. Permet, the city of roses, is where we rest tonight. From Tepelena, we follow the Vjosa River upstream for about an hour. The longest undammed river in Europe, the Vjosa, recently became a national park and is an absolute wonder to come and see. The White Villa Hotel's budget-priced rooms are spacious and comfortable.
Well, it was great to have a shower after all of that driving today, but what a great day we had. And it's fantastic to be in Permet. It's such a tranquil city. Always feel calm here. In fact, I'll tell you how much I love Permet. Every year I come here with my family for holidays. That's how much I love this place. Going to go into one of the best restaurants that I think are in town. Trafilja. Let's see.
For years, Trafilja has been known as a great place to come and eat, and it looks even better now with this newly constructed courtyard.
Well, knowing best, I always leave it to the locals to decide what I'm going to eat. And Aldo, from Trafilja, decided that I have this soup.
Yeah, it's the shchedo.
What did you choose?
It's the shchedo.
Shchedo.
Shchedo është tradicionale e Përmetit.
So it's traditional from Permet, traditional to this area, so when you come here, make sure you have it.
Është një pjatë e cila u ofroi në përgjithësi miqve.
Po.
Ishte për miq.
Me miel,
me miell, me vezë, qumësht, me lëngun e mishit dhe me mishin e qingjit.
Po. So it is made up of flour, eggs, and yogurt, and the meat is lamb. So a local traditional soup. I'm looking forward to this. Faleminderit shumë. Rosh.
With the table full of such great food, the crew come and join in. This morning, I'm meeting up with Kelly, who grew up in a multi-faith household.
Growing up in a family where your mother is Greek Orthodox and your father is Bektashi, did you ever perceive one religion more important than the other or not?
So from Albania, like we always try like to follow our father lead.
Yes.
Yeah, and but for me it's the same. Like the most important is to be a good person and a good, like to behave good and to do good in this world or environment. But as my father a leader, I think I follow a bit more of the Bektashi.
Right.
Kind of like.
Because it's more likely your father,
Yeah,
and the respect to both parents, but the father is the house, the leader of the house.
Yeah, the leader of the house, and I feel like that path leads me to something.
Right.
Yeah. All the religions say that you need to be good person, do something right, do this and do. But I feel more accepted at Bektashi because of it's a little bit more liberal.
Yes.
In a kind of way, like you can follow a bit more
tolerance.
More tolerance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting. And how do you think your upbringing, coming up in a family of two different religions, has affected your view of the world and your relationship with your friends and generally in society?
Being in a two-religion family, it makes you easy to accept both worlds.
Interesting.
Yeah. somebody from Islamic comes and speak to you and you know how to behave. From Christian as well, and you can accept all the different environments that world sends to you.
And your mother as well goes to the Bektashi festivals and your father to the...
Yeah, it's not for them it's not a problem. They respect each other's religion quite well. Yeah.
I think it's naturally in the Albanians' character to be tolerant of other religions, and Bektashiism found its place within that.
Nearby to Permet is the large teke of Ali Postivan. Edjan from the local council has offered to be our guide.
Mirë, si jeni mirë? Mirë. Koha e buta, ha? Shumë mirë. Unë dua 3 qëri, të lutem? I vockom, bravo. Shumë. Sa kushton?
1500 lek.
1000?
Edhe shkrepse.
Me shkrepse. Rofsh.
Faleminderit.
Faleminderit shumë.
Faleminderit.
Pafshim.
juve.
Si jeni mirë?
Ano,
Bravo! Shumë bukur. Pafshim.
Pafshim.
We're here at a teche called Ali Postivan. It's a large teche, and it's on the road at the beginning of the national park. It was first constructed in the late 1700s. The communists in 1967 completely destroyed it, but since then it's been rebuilt. It's a massive complex. I'm really enjoying getting in there and having a look. The views from this hilltop are spectacular. You can look one way into the national park and then the other way across the valley where we just came from, Permet. Just breathtaking. Look at that.
This is Robert is Albanian shqiptarët kur janë në teqe.
Baba Hakuron
Nikolari.
I'll try.
Okay.
Gabim, shumë gabim. Shqiptare janë. It says, I think, I hope, it says the Albanians who have a teche, have Islam, and who have a church and have orthodoxy, but above all they have head and crown of
Eagles.
eagles. Thank you, Shapoinis, yes. And like a
In the red,
in the red flag,
Red.
parliamentary.
the symbol of Albania is
Paul, this one. Mirë dita, si jeni mirë? Mirë, unë jam shumë mirë.
This is a room when Baba Hekuran is waiting the people.
Rofsh parliamentary shumë. Me zemra.
Me zemra.
Me zemra në Shqipëria. Të puth? E ha. So we're being greeted by the staff. Normally greeted by the Baba, but
Baba Hekurani vërtet nuk është më fizikisht pranesh, por puna dhe shërbesa që ai ka bërë këtu, puna vazhdon po një lloj mikpritja e njerëzve të tij. Dhe ti po e shikon vetë, po e pren nga afër gjithë mikpritjen dhe gjithë dashurinë dhe gjithë energjinë pozitive që teqeja e Aripostivanit, teqeja e Frashit, teqeja e Sfrajt dhe të gjitha teqet e tjera që Baba Hekurani ka ngritur me shumë sakrificë, me shumë mbështetje, dashuri dhe mirënjohje për njerëzit dhe për kombin shqiptar.
po, faleminderit shumë.
Faleminderit.
Gëzuar.
Gëzuar.
Kafe?
Kafe.
Ah.
Do you have?
Jo, gëzuar me kafe, s'ka problem?
Is the tolerance. Ti pi raki, Robert, e kisha lë rakin? Sa muaj e lë rakin? Se pash intervistën tënde.
Me raki?
Po.
Shumë mirë, unë pëlqen shumë. Unë nuk pive shumë,
Po.
but tani...
E ke filluar prapë.
Po. Raki është shumë mirë.
Është e gjitha
E qetë, shumë e qetë.
Kjo raki, Robert, është e nxjerr nga vreshtat e teqes së Alipostivanit. Baba Hekurani ka pasur një dëshirë shumë të rëndësishme dhe shumë të madhe për librat. Dhe këtu ne ndodhemi në bibliotekën e teqes së Alipostivanit. Këtu gjendet edhe një libër për të gjithë turistët, vizitorët, mysafirët dhe besimtarët, në të cilët do të lëm impresionet tona dhe përshtypjet tona për këtë teqe.
Unë dua shkruaj.
Patjetër.
Po. Shumë mirë. Frasha, bravo. Fenolli. Librin është shumë mirë. Unë kam. Fenolli was a bishop, but he started off as a politician and ended up as a Orthodox Christian bishop based in Boston. And their book is naturally amongst theirs as well, with some Bektashi books. And there we have Naim Frashari. Faleminderit shumë.
Faleminderit.
So, if you've watched my other shows, you probably know I like to eat the local dishes. And Nowruz is a festival for the Bektashi. It's celebrating the birth of Ali, their most revered imam. And it falls on the 22nd of March. And there's one dish that they always eat, and it's called Ashura. In fact, it's taken so seriously that here at this teche, they have a designated space just for making this dish. And today, they're going to do it for us. Let's go in. This was very special. So we're in the cucina, the kitchen, where they make the ashura, and today they've actually made it a bit ahead for us so we could speed the day up. But I'm here with our pan. Po, you fill up with ujë, they fill it up with ujë. Me.
I lëm tetor të zjej mirë, të valoj ujë.
Po.
Pastaj e ngruajmë brenda.
Po.
Ngruajmë.
Me gruj.
E trazojmë.
Aha.
Druri, e lëm për tetor.
Po.
Që të zjej mirë. Mbasi zjej mirë, jemi sheqerin brenda.
Me sheqer. Then they put the sugar in.
Po, jemi sheqerin brenda.
Okay.
E trazojmë mirë me sheqer.
Yeah.
Pastaj e pak vaj ulliri.
Ulliri? Vaj ulliri. Then they put olive oil into it.
Jemi me pak krip.
A little bit of salt.
Mbas vajtje pak krip.
Jaha.
E lëm pastaj të ftohet dhe e mbushim në përgota.
Aha.
E pastaj ne besimtarë që vijnë këtu ditë
me rush kanel.
Pak stapide, po jeni pak stapide dhe mbas e mbushim përgota jeni pak kanel mbi.
Right, a little bit of
po, pak kanel mbi.
A little bit of grape sultanas. And
pastaj serviret për besimtarë që vijnë.
Po. Sa njeri ti gatuaj për nuvrez këtu?
Tu gatuhet 3-4.000 veta. 3-4.000 veta.
3 about
4.000 veta.
Oh, 3,000?
Oh.
Wow. So I thought you were saying 300. They cook ashura for 3,000 people out of this kitchen. I can understand why they have a separate building for it now.
Bushe kazan, kazan.
Plot. All of these are full and cooking ashura të gjithë sot. Të gjithë sot. Po, shumë punë. A lot of work.
E gjithë ajo që bëmë neve këtë me procedurën e zgjedhjes së ashurës, tani do serviret në tavolinë.
Ide shumë mirë. Fillon. Po, bravo.
Ky është produkti që del nga kazanët.
Po.
I themi ashure.
Ti pëlqen?
Shumë.
Ti ha nga Novrez. Po. They eat it on the festival day. It's like a cold porridge, but with sultanas and nuts, but without the roughness of the oats. It's lovely. It's not too sweet. It's like savory, but slightly sweet. Lovely. Shume. Tani, ti gratove për një, nuk 3.000. I said, today he cooks just for one, not 3,000. This is lovely. Thank you, Artan. Parliament did it, shume. Kitchens are essential to a teche because over the centuries, the Bektashi have always looked after the poor and the needy. And they had large, extensive lands around their teches to be able to grow all of the produce that they used in their kitchens to feed the poor. I think that's a wonderful tradition, and it's still held today. So, as I was saying, this is a massive complex. It's a very large teche here at Ali Postivan. And now we're going to move on to the turbes, which is a mausoleum for the Babas. And this first turbe is the founder of Ali Postivan.
Kjo ka qenë ndërtesa e parë ekzistuese e Ali Postivani.
Po. Shume, turbe është shumë e madh.
Ashtu në fakt siç është edhe zemra e Bektashive, shumë e madhe.
Po. Nuk kumb nuk këtu. Po, asnjëherë. Po. The threshold of a door to the Bektashi is very important. It's a symbol of the Imam Ali, leading you from ignorance to wisdom. So it's important never to, I'm not Bektashi, so I won't be kissing, but it's important never to step on the threshold. Can you hear that? It's
such a special, this is a lovely turbe, and you have to speak quietly. To hear each other, you have to be very quiet, because if I talked in my full voice, this whole space just reverberates with my voice. There's almost a spiritual lesson in that. If you're quiet, you're heard better. If I talk in my full, loud, normal voice, this would not record. What a strange lesson to learn. Edyan just told me that when you enter a turbe, you walk around the Baba in an anti-clockwise direction. What a beautiful resting place here on the top of this hill with the most spectacular views. Also, I must remember, when I leave backwards and I use my left foot to step over the threshold. It's always good to leave your shoes parallel to the threshold. Lots of small little traditions. I think it's nice to have those in any religion, whether it's Orthodox, Islam, Sunni Islam, Shiite Islam, or Roman Catholic. Traditions make culture.
Dhe tani do vem në tyrben në të cilën gjenden të gjithë babalare që kanë shërbyer ndër vite në këtë tëqe kaq sa mrekullueshme.
No doubt, it's best to whisper again. In a teche or turbe, you'll regularly see a green box. It's appropriate to put a bit of money in it for the upkeep of the teche. One, two, three, four, 5 bubbas. I've never seen so many in one space. Not even the turbes in the Kruja Dishata, the headquarters in Tirana, have this many bubbas in one turbe. This is a very large space. Interesting. Someone left money for this baba. There's a coin. What's also interesting is the motives. Some of them are from animals that don't even live in Albania. The mindset of the Babas and the Bektashi is beyond the boundaries of their normal experience. And this is very much a symbol of that. A moose from North America. It's a wonderful experience, and the Bektashi community invites visitors to come and see and to look and to participate. So when you come here, please do. Just follow the observations. I was just saying to Edyan, I've never been into a turbe with more than 2 bubbas, and this one has numerous bubbas in it. But what's interesting is the last bubba, Nicoladi, I said, he's buried in a grave down near the Teche, why is he not here? And interestingly, Edyan said, the areas of Frasha, which is this way, and Mount Tomori, which is a very important mountain, not just to the Bektashis, but also to all of the other religions in Albania. And he was buried in a grave that faces on an angle that he can see these regions and keep an eye on everything. So it's customary to light candles at a teche. Whenever I enter any religious building that has this custom, I usually use 3. So today, I'm lighting 1 for all of the people of Albania and their different faiths. 1 for all the living members of my family, and the other for all of those that are sadly not with us. Not only in my family, but in the larger family of humanity. It's a bit of a windy day here today, making this job slightly more difficult, but that's life. Sometimes to achieve the things of good intention will have setbacks beyond your control, but we've done it. We head further into the Bredi I Hertovës National Park, towards the village of Flasin. Well, we've been driving for about an hour through some wonderful scenery. And here where this spring is, marks the boundary, the beginning of the Bredi I Hertovës National Park, the largest national park in Albania. And there's many little paths and hiking trails through the wonderful forests. We're not far from Flasin now. This is a good place for me to freshen up after the long drive. Oh, that's wonderful. Cool mountain water. It's so fresh. Let's get on to the village. Beautiful. Bektashiism survived the persecutions of 1826 by laying low and most likely migrating to southern Albania, where Bektashiism was well established. The written Albanian language was still in its infancy and was outlawed by the Ottomans. The Bektashi played an important part in distributing these illegal books and also schooling in the Albanian language. And 3 of their students, who grew up in this house in Flasin, went on to play key roles in the national awakening. Abdul, Naim, and Sami Frashëri. Abdul, Naim and Sami learnt to read and write Albanian at their local teche. The written language was outlawed by the Ottomans. They had no desire to see the Albanians united again under one flag.
It's a massive house, which just goes to show how important this family was in the area. It seems that not many of the exhibits have changed since communism, but I quite like that. And there's not much English, in fact, no English. It's all in Albanian. But all that will probably change in the next few years, as the road that we came in is going to be updated and have a tarmac surface, bringing a lot more tourists to the area. There may be no explanation to this painting, but I presume it's of a meeting that was held here in this village of Abdul Frasha introducing the ideas of the League of Prizren, which was the codifying and the formalization of the national awakening that was a meeting in Prizren in present-day Kosovo. I presume it's here and not the League of Prizren because these men are wearing the fustanella, the traditional dress of the southern Albanians.
This meeting was overseen by Baba Alush of Frasha, and he is seated beside Abdul.
So once again, I stand in front of these three great men. Naim Frashari is considered the national poet of Albania. His writings of unity, freedom, and most of all tolerance are regarded highly amongst the Albanians. He's an unusual man, as he's one of the few writers in history who both understood the East and the West, ideas, belief, literature, and he merged that into his work. He was a bridge between the East and the West. Sami Frashari wrote a book at the turn of the century, 1800s to the 1900s, called Albania, What It Was, What It Is, and What It Can Become. And this was the manifesto of the national awakening of the Albanians. And last, but certainly not least, is the eldest brother, Abdul. Abdul, he was a great statesman, a man with powerful words that could rally the people, not with hatred or violence, but with love, passion, and tolerance. But Abdul, with his three brothers and their compatriots, with their mix of Albanians, different religions, were able to unite and achieve what seemed to be impossible, national independence in 1912.
The years surrounding Albania's independence of 1912 was marked with great turmoil as the Ottoman Empire completely collapsed. Albania's neighbours were keen to annex as much territory as possible, and in doing so, targeted the Bektashi, burning their teches and even killing Babas because of their association with the Albanian national awakening.
The teche at Frasha was built in the early half of the 1800s. And although it's very isolated, it was a rich teche with many dervishes living here. It was destroyed during the Balkan Wars by Greek forces, but it did manage to avoid destruction from the communists in 1967, who obliterated many teches across southern Albania. And the reason why it avoided that destruction was because of its attachment to the Flasin brothers. Even the communists made this a national monument.
The Bektashi have endured centuries of persecution, but their most severe repression came under Albania's communist regime after the Second World War. Religious institutions were destroyed, Babas imprisoned or killed, and by 1990 only 5 Babas and 1 dervish remained to rebuild this religious order. But revival is slow. By 2017, numbers had risen to just 9 Babas and 6 dervishes. Relentless persecution has left the order in a fragile position. For years, the Bektashi searched for a homeland, which they found, not in the soil beneath their feet, but in the tolerant hearts of the Albanian people.
Abdul and his 2 brothers were schooled here at this teche by Bektashi Babas, and their lessons reverberated in their writings of peace and interfaith relationships. It was these words and actions that transcended religious differences and established a common Albanian identity.
There they found a kindred spirit, a brotherhood, becoming the smallest of the nation's 4 recognized religions. Though few in number, their contribution to Albania's independence has been significant. In Albania, a land where churches and mosques share skylines and communities celebrate one another's holidays, the idea of embracing the youngest brother with a symbolic homeland feels not only possible, but natural. In offering the Bektashi a place of their own, Albanians are not only assisting a fellow tolerant faith, but honouring one that has contributed so much. It is an extension of the very spirit of coexistence that defines this country's identity. In this gesture, Albania once again affirms that unity does not demand conformity, and that strength can lie in spiritual diversity.